Ahem. Door knock Keebler. Door knock Keebler. Door knock Keebler. Okay, good. Alright, guys, so we're gonna continue to test around with Squaremine today. Yeah. Um, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This game is just so nice. So, really, the goal is just to build stuff, so that's kind of what I'm going to do here. I don't know how this game is going to be on every single device, though. I'm using a 2060, you know, fucking Nitro Sense laptop. So, not the newest technology. So, I'm getting pretty good performance right now. One thing I kind of want to mess around with more is this FPS thing. So we'll try and see if this helps. It's the FPS. It's the targeted FPS. Let's just set it lower just to see if it works. Okay, that seems a bit more choppy, right? Okay, now let's go back up to 120. Don't know. Honestly, don't know. So we'll go ahead and try that again. Turn it down. Noticing an FPS difference? Now let's go back up. I think I'm noticing one, but that might just be my eyes playing a trick on me. So, don't know. Also have to test and see if trees work when they grow, which I think they do. I'm pretty sure I planted a few of these trees, so we'll just have to see. This game just came out so well. It's so wonderful. Such a wonderful classic feeling game. Not everybody's going to be able to get the hours of entertainment I'm going to be able to get out of this game, but you know, I mean, I can literally play this for hours. I'm definitely still going to be thinking about things to add to it because I can always recompile it or rebuild it. So, yeah, although my deadline is June 9th, so, yeah, got 9 days to expand upon this game. It's got everything now. Everything, pretty much everything that I talked about previously. It's got the critters, everything and a little bit more. Beehives, these you'll want to farm so you can make these bad boys right here, which let's go take some damage actually. Okay. Heal a lot of health. These heal a good bit of health, you know. Um they're smoothies. that heal just different and varying amounts of health. They just kind of add a use for all the plants you can get, except for flowers, which are already useful for cloth. So yeah, stuff like berries will be useful for making smoothies. That's and the bees help you grow your crops, and you know they also land on flowers, and so do butterflies. Then you go here, as you can see, you can make all sorts of stuff. You can make all sorts of smoothies. So what I actually want to end up doing is making more of this stuff. So go in here, make a bunch of these. We need more berries to be able to make some honey cocktails. Those are the best smoothies you can make. I plan on making this like a big stack too. Just need more honey bricks. This is just so nice. Obsidian bricks are also a new addition to the game that I would use to kind of show off this area a little bit and how it works. Wait, I don't think I built that one far enough this way. Plus I need to replant those seeds. They'll grow fast because the bees are already here. Go here, make this into that. It's a smoothie station. It's where you make your smoothies. You don't need honey bricks to make the plants grow faster or anything. They're just kind of there to be there as like a nice little building block, you know. Um, Obsidian I wanted to make actually black because, obsidian is actually black. So that's kind of like why I wanted to do that. Not that I really have anything against purple obsidian in Minecraft, but I just personally I would rather have black obsidian. Which obsidian itself looks pretty cool. The way you get obsidian, you can kind of just generate an infinite amount of it with lava. Though lava and water are a little bit buggy because those were they were really hard to get working in general. Like it they were very finicky and very like, they don't like to work, but they just kind of do. That's that's kind of how I see lava. I mean, this is a good example. Lava's being my friend right now and working, but you know, um, I also wanted to make fishing poles so you could catch fish, but then I thought about it and I was like, that kind of goes against the nature of the game, where you're not really, you shouldn't be able to directly harm creatures, though you can with lava and just kind of make them instantly disappear, but you know, you don't, even then you don't really get to see them be harmed. You just kind of get to see them disappear. So, yeah, creatures just disappear as soon as they touch lava. Because nothing should be able to touch lava. Lava's just, you know, deadly. But let's fix this ground here. And water's kind of, like doesn't really do it properly, but if you get it to update, then it will. So You know, it's not impossible to figure out a way to make the water work again. Just gotta, you know, tamper with it a little bit. So it's definitely, it doesn't behave right, but if you want it, if you really want it to look right, you can make it look right. You know, instead of having it be just forever stuck this way. You know, there's a solution, but you just gotta tamper with it a little bit. But I personally don't really care, but I know that for a lot of people, this sort of thing would drive them insane. But not me. It does not drive me insane. It does not. I really wanted lava and water to look like they did in the classic version and kind of feel like they did in the classic version, which is why I made lava move so slow. It's because I just want it all to have that like clanky, you know, extra pixely feel to it too. It's in this game, you know, it is pixely. That's simply just what it is. You know, in full scale, it is pixely all the way to the max. Except for, you know, some aspects, like the hearts aren't really affected by the shader. I also just wanted to, I really wanted to just make it so you could just make the sky whatever color you wanted. You know, so I feel like the sky is a big part of the game. You know, if I can't have the sky be whatever I want, then, you know, just, I love the ability to change the sky color. It's just so wonderful. You know, it's in my opinion one of the one of the cherries on top here. And the ability to change the color of the hearts too. You can make them whatever color you want. You know, you can make them red, make them green. You know, you can also change the color of the sun and the color of the clouds. You can make the clouds black, which I think would look really cool actually. You can make the sun black, I think. Right? That looks crazy. Okay, I might just keep the sun black. That looks really cool. Reminds me of a dream I once had, but we're gonna go with a nice yellow sun. You know. Oh man. Um. I could just run in circles and farm my beehives all day, but I'd rather do a little building. So let's do that. Try and figure out how to get this berry thing under control here. We have now 10 obsidian bricks. Oops. It isn't really aiming to just be Minecraft. Be get it, but you know, it's kind of you know, it's aiming to be definitely a Minecraft clone, but it's, you know, it's got some unique quirks that I think really set it apart from Minecraft. Like you know, like the gloves and kind of how the terrain works and like, you know, regenerates, you know, overall look and feel. I feel this is a look that Minecraft has left behind. And now Squaremine is here to pick it up. You know what I mean? The entities, you can't attack them or anything. They're just kind of ambient. Um, and that's kind of how I wanted it to be because you know, like, I would want to see something like this being attacked and killed. That would make me sad. Yeah, this is a deer. Uh, they're called walkers. There's different names for them: walker, pollinator, high flyer, low flyer. That's in hoppers. Hoppers are supposed to look like poison dart frogs, because that's literally my favorite animal. I love hoppers. Yeah. I also was planning for when you break crops like this. I was also, oh yeah, also I was trying to, I was planning to make it so grass would just, like, the grass plants, they would just kind of idly grow, but that just kind of didn't end up happening. Um, but like I said, there's time to add in the finishing touches, but you know, um, um, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I was planning on making it so when you break this stuff, like there was a chance that like a few bugs called crawlers would come out, and they would just kind of, they would just appear after you broke the block, or like, um, which I might actually end up doing. You know, still time. I don't even know what this is. Okay, sand. Good. I really like the way stuff looks in your hand. I didn't even ask it to do the box around the block, but I really like the way that looks. I feel like it adds to the pixeliness and feel of the game. You know, ideally what you'd want for like a tree farm with all these bees is trees just kind of lined up in a row. You'd want like an orchard, I mean, on a flat plain. Which I'll probably end up doing. You know, I love the way critters work. They work perfectly. Like they work literally one to one with the way I imagined that they would work. So that's good. Like I how they work is literally how I pictured it exactly in my head. Especially hoppers. Hoppers were the critter. They were like they hoppers with they were the only critter I was really thinking about when adding. And the high flyers, I guess. That's kind of also what I was thinking about because I wanted there to be birds flying around. I don't know when we'll see some, but they'll just come fly in here soon. Just over. Might also add some seagulls. Um, that kind of come down and then they'll like grab a fish and then just go. I think that would be cool, but maybe not. Maybe they won't grab the fish, but they'll just they'll be like medium flyers or something. And they'll just fly above trees, but not up towards the clouds. Oh man, I was thinking about redoing the GUI, but I feel like that would cause some grief. But we'll still try it. But don't really know if it's gonna be possible. I'll try it like after I've done everything else on a version of the game that already has all the other features I was talking about. Um, Ladders work fine. At first they were a little buggy and you couldn't open trapdoors while climbing on ladders, but then I just fixed it and now they work exactly how they're supposed to. So We'll need to collect a lot more honey to get the honey bricks that I need. I really like this little tower I built over here with the lava. I like the way the lava looks. I like that it doesn't. Something I really do want to try is just kind of uploading all the Minecraft textures just to see, and then I can just to see how it would work if that's what I wanted to do. But you know, I do love the textures that I made, but for testing's sake and just to see how it would look, that's also something I kind of want to try. You know, there's a lot of things you can try because the textures are, they are supposed to be kind of an interactable part of the game. You know, you're supposed to just be able to redesign everything if you really so please, just right there in the game, or just upload an image. Hell, I'll even I'll just at some point I might post the source files for the game if anybody really does find interest in it, you know. But yeah, but I don't imagine anybody will find interest in this game except for me. But it's okay. This is literally like this is for me. This is the closest I've ever come to having a perfect game that that I that I love 100%. Looks like trees kind of have some issues, or it could be that there's something above it, but we'll have to, we'll make bees interact with tree saplings. I believe some of the trees I planted grew, right? Because I recall planting some over here. I just don't know exactly where I planted them. Let's try some more. Okay. Let's put a tree right here. And then we'll put some stone bricks right here to indicate that this is the tree that I planted. Okay. It's going to be to the left of that. I still don't really actually know if grass does grow just on its own. Maybe it does, but I feel like if that was the case, it would have just already been over here growing. So I really like the way ladders look. They feel very clunky, and with the way they look, they feel very what? Oh, I just discovered a glitch with ladders. Seems like ladders have some sort of fall damage glitch going on. Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, you take fall damage on ladders. So that's going to be something we're going to have to fix. How does that work? Oh, it's when you're standing on top of them. Okay. It's not too complicated of a fix, I believe. I also want to make bookshelves. That's also something I really want to make. You descend and ascend with control and space, or just you move forward. Oh my god. Ladders are completely broken. Wonder if they're broken in the house too. For some reason, it's just over there. Or maybe it's because there's not a block behind them. I don't know. It's definitely got something to do with fall damage, though. That's for sure. You can, you know, um, send glove tiers too. I still haven't found the stone mountain, but if it doesn't spawn next to you, it spawn right away. It's incredibly hard to find. It's supposed to be very rare. There's a very low spawn chance in general because the power glove is like, is the creative mood glove. It's the best glove in the game. Obviously, it's not the biggest deal. I mean, all it really does is make you able to break stuff quickly. The sapphire glove pretty much almost does that, but it just makes you break things faster, as you can see. With the power glove, you'd just be able to like break it all down. You can really just use whichever glove you want. Or actually, you won't be able to break certain blocks. Like you can't break obsidian without the sapphire glove or better. You can actually go and put on an iron glove and try that really quick. So sometimes I take the glove off if I just want to mine slower. But if I want to mine faster, then I use the glove. Or if I just don't mind mining faster. Okay, so first thing I need to make here is a wood glove. So I'm gonna need some string. Some string. Oops. I may also actually add some music to the game that plays. Or I'll make it so there's I don't want to do music discs, but that might be the go-to move. We'll see. Let's make a wooden glove, stone glove, and then iron glove, which I need a little more iron to make. So we can just go in here. And everything stacks up to 999 because I saw that it stacked up to 64, and I was just kind of like, that's kind of boring. I mean, everybody does that. So just did it a little different. Made it so everything stacks up to about 999. You know, I thought about 9,999, but then I realized, like it would just be best to stick within the safe zone. So here's the iron glove. I believe this can't mine obsidian, so let's place down some obsidian here in an annoying spot. Yeah, no, you can't even mine it without this bad boy right here. Whoops. Looks like this tree ain't grown here. I'll have to go back and see if that other one grew. I also really like the way planks look, even though they're so simple. Feels like they fit the style of the game really well. So it looks like trees do grow. That's good. That's good. It's one less thing I have to worry about. Now the resolution option I like to play on is high, though Legacy is higher resolution. You'll be able to see more clearly. So I don't mind playing like this, Um, you know me, I'm a pixely guy. I like the pixels, but yeah, it's definitely you can see a lot more clearly when you switch to Legacy. Isn't it weird that this game started out as like an abyss? I mean, just I think this game just would make a lot more sense if, it would make a lot more sense what's good about this game and why this game is so interesting if we just went back and showed what this game started as, which, you know, it's just, it's come such a long ways. You know. So let's actually look at that really quick. If we go through, there's been a lot of versions of this game, by the way. If we go through, go all the way down, like, oh, maybe not that far, because that was still when the game was. It's probably gonna be in like game versions. Um, let's see. Oh, this is all deep grounds too. Do I not have the game anymore? That's crazy. No, no, it's gonna be in game thing versions. I made quite a few versions of this game. So that'll probably be, I don't know where the folder is right now, but the point is the game started out as basically just an abyss with basic colored blocks and not really much going on. And it started out incredibly laggy, and it's just come a long ways to being I bet I can find it. Let's see here. Let's see here. Game thing versions. That's what we're looking for. It might just be in desktop games. Let's see. I don't think we have it. It's somewhere. But yeah. No, it's right here. In plain sight, of course. Um, Jeez, I can't even tell which Which is which, really? I think it might be this one. Um, oh, Jesus. Not gonna wanna do that. Okay, let's go. Extract it here. This should be the version of the game. This one's made in index.html, so I think this is just classic, classic deep grounds or Squaremine. No, we're not gonna find it. But anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'll definitely keep updating this game. So